Hello survivors and welcome to the Spell Brigade. In today's video we are going to be using the power of the sun to absolutely demolish everything on the map. We are playing on the Pyrestorm Pit map today. It is the new map that's part of the early access and we're going to be playing on moderate on solo. So let's get straight into it. We are going to try and upgrade the solar pulse to double fire infusion, which makes sense to the whole, using the sun. But if we don't get fire, there's not much we can do about it. We will actually use a lightning ice combo if possible. That is my favorite combo and we'll see what happens with it. Now we are going to focus on solar pulse. I say that as I take the increased movement speed, but I take the increased movement speed because if I get an epic or a better upgrade on general stats, we will take it. So over here, solar pulse increase its size. We are going to look at it. I did manage to get like massive amounts before of area of effect on solar pulse, and I'm just wondering, I think there might be a cap on it. I'm not 100% sure. You guys can let me know if you've experienced the same thing down in the comments, but I think there is a cap on the area size of the skill, and there's only so much of it that you can actually cover the screen with. Even if you get the augment where your HP, the lower your HP, the more area size you get. I've had like 1000 HP and gone down to 200 and the size didn't even go up anything because I think I had hit the cap of the size. So that's a little unfortunate that the size might be capped, but I would need to get confirmation from the developers to guarantee that is what was actually happening. But over here we're going to grab ourselves Moonerang. Why not? I don't really like the Phantom Sword or the Astral Blade. The Astral Orb is fine. I think it's Phantom Blade actually, the name of it. Those ones, I don't know, what is it? Phantom Blade, and then there's the X-Bomb is okay. You can actually blow yourself up with it, so we will try and use it just for fun. But we're going to focus solely on the Solar Pulse. All of the other spells will probably land up being level 0. Unless, we can't get anything. But in this case, I don't really care about epics on the other weapons. I want to get Solar Pulse up and running as quickly as possible. So it just makes sense to do that. Alright, fantastic. Again, would be cool if I could skip upgrades of just choosing a weapon. It makes doing awesome things like this so much easier. Alright, we are going to have to skip that. And reroll again. We'll take more movement speed, that's fine. We have a new objective, hunt down the golden crab. That's a really nice first objective. If I left him here, he would kill himself because he's sitting in the lava. But he doesn't want to stay put there. As soon as he saw us, he started to run away. So that's okay though, he's dead. A nice quick early augmentation. No augmentation for the solar pulse, but over here the spell aims at the enemy with the most health and it increases its range by 20%. That's okay for Moonerang. It means it will focus high health enemies, which is going to be fantastic. I don't feel like that's good on Astral Orb because it hits the first thing it's going for. We're going to go for increased critical strike chance over here. That's great. And let's keep going. This is not turning out the way we wanted it to go, but that's alright. So we're still going to beat the level and we're still going to be doing it with the power of the sun. So decrease the base cooldown by 18%. I mean, that was 10% over there. This is 18% for every single weapon. So that is fantastic. It does overall increase the DPS of the weapons because they're now able to proc more often. So you can see now if I stand still, it does, but the damage ticks a lot faster. And then we ran into this enemy. Very good. I do like this map. There's a whole lot of hazards on it. The second map did have hazards, but they didn't actually damage you, where on this map the hazards at least damage you, which is pretty interesting mechanic to add to the game, on top of like your spells dealing damage to you, the enemies blowing up around you, enemies shooting at you. There's just a lot happening in this map. I can see a lot of people not actually liking it, but I think it's pretty cool. I like the fact that they didn't make enemies immune to like the lava and the tornadoes, so at least we have that going for us as well. If we wanted, we can try and get them into the tornadoes to hurt them. We get 21% increased XP over there. That is great. That's going to assist us in doing a lot more leveling, which is great. That's what we need, because the more levels we get, the more damage we're going to be doing, and that's exactly what we want. Damage and spell cooldown. And crit chance, actually. I would like a couple of legendary crit chance pools. Alright, increase spell size, that's fine. Not getting spell damage, I would prefer spell damage over everything, or spell cooldown works very well as well. And we're just hoping for a double fire infusion on the skill to get wildfire. Otherwise, we'll look for lightning and ice, which is my favorite combo. The two of them together are just disgusting. Ice freezes everything, lightning bounces damage to everything. The two of them just work really, really well together. So we're going to have to go lightning and ice. We didn't get fire, which is a little unfortunate. But lightning over here is actually very, very strong, as you can see, just bouncing the damage to everything. And this makes it so that we can start to just chill. We don't need the base movement speed right now. We're going to go for the cooldown. Again, need to get those levels going on this. Let's look at the difference in damage now, since we've added the lightning damage on there as well. Things die a lot faster now. I mean, it's also the fact that we got that 25% increased damage onto the skill as well. Definitely going to help us. Alright, I think Ruin Burst is just too strong not to take, but we're not going to be leveling it up over here. So it's very good for defenses. As you can see, it kind of covers a very big area. So we're going to take it, but it is very strong. If you just get that at level 5, put all your points into Ruin Burst, you're going to be having a very, very fun time. So if you're looking to do those higher levels, look at using Ruin Burst to do it like moderate or severe levels for the levels themselves. If that makes the difficulties. If you want to do the severe or hardcore, Ruin Burst is probably going to be the skill that's going to allow you, or even Moonerang is very, very strong. I would say Astral Orb, Necro Will, and Moonerang are your best friends. Solar Pulse is very good for the lower levels in the beginning to kind of farm yourself gold and things like that. And it also helps you with, you know, if you want to play a little bit AFK in a sense where you don't want to run around so much, then you just sit still and you play with it that way. Now we need to find the mushrooms. There we go. There are some over here. We're going to take the XP gain. Like I mentioned, we're not going to be leveling up any of the other skills. There's a mushroom in lava over here. We take a little bit of damage. That's all right. And we are zooming here because of that massive increase to our movement speed from earlier in the run. So that's fantastic. Look at us go. Kill everything there. Get hit by a tornado. Why not? Put our life into lava. Why not? Doesn't matter if we get hurt a bit. We're just zooming around the map. We're going to increase our luck over there. Ooh, we get a relic. I didn't even see this. I need to go and run around the world to try and get these relics a bit more often. So 15% more XP when below 150 health. Armor is increased, or your luck is increased by 1 every time you don't use your available rerolls. I think I used all my rerolls, so I need to just double check if I have 1 left even still. Then that will work for us. Otherwise, that was just a waste. I didn't actually take note of how many rerolls I had left. So I should have maybe have done that, because that could be massive. Because we're still going to get a lot of levels. that relic is actually fantastic. So if you're lucky enough to get that relic early in the game, then you're going to be in a good place. Spells can be done in a bursts. We'll just do Moonerang again since we already had the first one there. It's really, I don't know why we don't get more onto Solar Pulse. You would think that it would kind of see, oh, we don't have any rerolls left. You would think the game kind of sees that you have, what's the wording I'm looking for, that you have more levels in a certain skill, so they would kind of weight it in that sense, like the higher the level of the skill, the more chance there is of the augmentation being for that skill. Because I only want to play with Solar Pulse, and it's not working when this is the kind of stuff that happens. Let's go. So we get the XP gain over there. The only time we'll land up leveling up another skill is if all 3 of the options now are for other skills, but so far we've been quite lucky. Must have been that +2 luck we got earlier, but unfortunately that relic was wasted. Spell damage, that's fine. As you can see, we're doing quite a decent amount of damage as well, which is great. Groovy. Ooh, nope, spell damage. Spell damage is not where I want it to be yet, so we're going to keep going and going until it is where I want it to be. We'll go for Phantom Blades, why not? Like I mentioned, the skills where you have to manually aim, like the fact that they go in the direction you're looking, don't work the best with my playstyle, so I don't know if there's ever going to be a time when you're going to see me playing with them. We'll go for the spell cooldown on Rune Blade, it's fine. Yes, I could have taken the movement speed, but it was epic, so I thought we'd just grab it while we're there. And we got the White Lightning, so this is the combo I was talking about. Lightning with Ice creates White Lightning, very, very strong, you'll see why now. So nothing is going to get close to us again without dying. We're not going to land up taking any more damage. We took luck over there for even more chance of legendaries, if that's how luck works. At least that's how I believe it works. And now we just got to kind of dodge. That is beautiful. It's like 42% increased XP gain just from 2 cards. So that was massive. That's great. As you can see, the ice element freezes enemies. To unlock ice, you do need to get more of the infusions. I think it was like unlock or use 11 infusions or 20 or something. We'll take a look at the end of this, how many infusions it actually was. But you have to use a certain amount of infusions during your game. There are only a couple that you get. I wonder what... We go for the base damage over there. We're on 31% crit chance with 203% crit damage. So like I mentioned, if we can get to about 50% crit chance, we are going to be critting really hard now, especially since our crit damage got increased. If you have 0 in a stat, then the stat won't show in the actual upgrade options. So when we looked at it and we couldn't see crit damage in the video the other day, we didn't have any crit chance. I mean, not crit damage. So the stats do show when you have the stat to show, if that makes sense to anyone. So if you don't own the stat, it ain't going to show there. If you do own it, or even just 1% in the stat, you will be able to see it. We're going to go with the spell size over here, although that spell range would be really great. Again, we're trying to focus purely on the Solar Pulse. And now we need to seal the rift. That is, again, another really good objective. And I guarantee you it's going to give us, if it gives us the Moonerang again, I'm going to go crazy because that's just insane. We have 4 skills, and if out of all 4 of them we get a double Moonerang bonus, that's just madness. It makes absolutely no sense. Okay, we get a magnet, which is decent. Oops. I thought I was out of the area of effect there, but I wasn't. Decrease base cooldown. Even though the other enemies can't really get to us, those exploding enemies do get close enough. And we got Master Your Spells. There isn't... Oh, that was a level up, I guess. We're going to go and increase our armor. Alright, yeah, that was a level up. I was like, where's my augment? Hello. Interesting. Alright, so Moonerang it is again. The spells linger at its furthest point. Maybe I should have just gone into Moonerang this round, but unfortunately I had hopes and dreams of getting Solar Pulse done. I guess we'll go and increase its spell range, since we didn't have an option of picking other skills or anything like that. What do we get here? Increased spell damage. We get decreased spell cooldown. That's a big one, especially when it's epic quality. So increasing our hit rate, which means that they're going to freeze a lot faster as well. Increase our luck. Some tight movements over there to dodge all of these enemies that spew balls at us. Gonna go and try and find them and kill them. I do want that crit chance, but 35% increased spell damage over there is massive. So we're gonna grab that instead. We have another magnet over here, but I'm gonna go and look and see if there's a relic for us to try and get. Because if we can get another relic, one for armor increased per level, that's going to be a very strong one. The area of effect one. Oh no, that's an augment, not a relic. Let's just look for another relic and see what we find. If we find one. We're all living some holiday. Trying to find this relic. I don't even know when a relic would be available. I'm not sure if it's at specific times or if the game just decides randomly, hey, it's time for you to get a relic. Where you? But then we don't actually know, so there's that. Spell cooldown, fantastic. I didn't see any relics, so I don't think there is one. We'll go check the middle of the map. Luckily we got some decent movement speed. And things die very quickly as well, as you can see. Alright, it doesn't look like there is. We might use the lava to our advantage. Get some dodge chance, so that when that happens, we actually dodge it. Increase our max life. More hits able to be taken. There's crit chance, even more crit chance, which is perfect. So the elemental damage has a different color to it. So when we deal lightning damage, you can see that there's blue damage. When we crit, the crit shows up as a bold text. I don't know if you like an uppercase, or it's bigger than the normal damage of the other attacks. So you're going to keep your eye out on that one. We're going to go for the spell cooldown over here. You're going to keep your eyes on that, but when you crit, it's just a bigger number, I guess. So the number's in bold instead of normally going there. Nice legendary cooldown, 35% increased cooldown, or decreased cooldown in this case. We'll go and increase our armor. We did get legendary Phantom Blade, but we're not even using it. It's just there because... And we found another golden crab, so we're going to go and kill him. A lot of XP laying all over the place. Increase XP gain. That's fantastic. Increase base damage. That's also fantastic. And I don't know how I'm supposed to kill him, but he's going to kill himself if he doesn't come out of there. Quest complete. So that's what I really... Oh my gosh. We don't... Oh, an additional projectile. That is actually really cool, but I like it casting in a rotating pattern. So it's very unfortunate that this is the circumstances that we're under, where we're not leveling up our other skills, because every other skill looks like it's being a lot better than our solar pulse. But it is what it is. Alright, increase our base crit damage. That's fine. We do have to just kind of hunker down here for a little bit. Clear the way. There's a lot of enemies around us. Grab that dodge chance. Increase our base movement speed? I think so. Our spell size is relatively big compared to what it usually is. So we should be fine there. There's the increased spell size by 17%, so that's fine. Like I mentioned, I do feel like there is an AoE cap on it, also even a spell cooldown cap. I don't know how you can't really see these stats in the game. It doesn't show it to you at the end, it doesn't show you during the game. So it's very difficult. You do see basic stats like the cooldown, overall cooldown and crit chance and things like that. But you don't get to see the specifics for the weapons themselves, and it does make it a little bit more difficult to know what its max cooldown is, how much cooldown you actually have, and same with area of effect. So maybe that's coming, maybe other people have been talking about it and want to see it as well. It's definitely something I would love to see in the game. And let's go with the pickup distance. We are nearly there, ladies and gentlemen. This is the home stretch and we should be able to get it. So there's luck. We leveled up again. Increase spell damage by 35%. Still only doing 242 on a good day. That's alright. We get base damage. I think damage is better by this point. I think our cooldown is at a point where it doesn't matter if we get more. So getting ourselves cooldown, I know I say it doesn't matter if we get more, and then when I see it I'm going to take it anyway. Because like I mentioned, we only putting points into our solar pulse, and we are going to just keep going and going in a solar pulse to completely destroy everything. That was the plan from the very beginning, and we're going to stick with it. There's beautiful armor. We're just going to take less and less damage the more we go through everything, which is also really good for us. Keep moving. We're going to go with the spell for the moon. I guess we'll go for one kill with everything else. XP for us to worry about the magnets over there. We can go and increase our spell damage. I wonder if there's a cap to spell damage as well, since it feels like there's caps in other areas. Oh wow. To increase my XP further than this, because the more levels I get, the more chance there is of me not seeing solar pulse anyway. But it is what it is. We're going to go and increase its size. We're going to see if we can try and make it any bigger than what it currently is by the time we fight the boss, which is maybe in 2 minutes or so. But there's more spell size. Let me know if you see a difference in the size. Obviously from the starting to this point, there's definitely a size difference. But now the last 3 size upgrades, do any of you see a difference in the size compared to what it was? I definitely don't. But we'll see. So we got luck over here. Maybe we'll get some legendary upgrades for our solar pulse. Maybe not. We'll never know until we level up. Spell cooldown, that's alright. Increase our crit chance. That is a beautiful upgrade for us to get over there. Definitely helps us with, oh gosh, 92 damage only now. So that we're taking about 50% less damage with the armor, which is really, really cool because I don't like taking all that damage. Also, there's a lot of enemies that are running through the lava. It's a pity it only does 10 damage to them. It would be cool if it did more the longer they stood in it. Increase to like what we do as well. If we stood in it for longer, we would take more damage, but that's not a thing that's happened. Also, they changed the boss at the very end. They made it so that he chases you faster, or they've done something to it where he you have to kill him faster. So I think it's that the enemies that come around when he's there attack you faster, or their movement speed is increased. I think they made it like that so that people no longer can just farm endlessly in the rounds, maybe for gold or whatever the case may be. So when that boss was alive, you could just keep farming as long as you didn't get hit by him. So now they've made it so it is a lot more difficult to do that. You are inclined to go rush and kill him as quickly as possible. So let's see what that's like. For me, it doesn't really matter. I do want to kill him because we want to see the stats of our solar pulse. Phantom Blade, not really interested. Did get a double legendary, which is very interesting. I would like to see if a triple legendary is in fact possible. We haven't found it yet. We have found double legendary. That's the second time we found it. But triple legendary is the goal eventually for a video in the future. Dodge chance. He's nearly dead. There we go. Fantastic. We did get a reward there. Healthy growth. So level up 500 times. It's a new relic that can be found during our missions. We got to find the relics and see there. So we lived for 19 minutes 43 seconds. We did 44 XP. We only earned 900 gold, which is actually very small. I don't know if it's because you get more gold for the first time you beat a level. Our crit chance was 46% with 213 crit damage. A lot of XP gain, a decent amount of luck. And Solar Pulse doing 1.6 million damage. There was something I did want to double check. Yes, it was for the infusions for us. So if we take a look over here somewhere, what is it? It's not a mission, it's not relics. Here we go, it might be under this. Acid, there we go. Ask is to perform 15 elemental infusions to unlock it. So Ask Lightning, if you do want it, you do need the 15 elemental infusions. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.